Oh, it seems that melody's a little bit funky, but let's open the door up. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the latest tour. This tour is a little bit of an interim. Let's have a look at what we've got. So, what's new in This Museum's Not Obsolete? This light is not usually on, but the camera's got to see things. 1000 oscillator mega drone, still working. Maybe not as in tune as it's always been. But it is there, and that is it is joined with the 100 oscillator mega drone, which you can play. It was kind of like figuring out whether to let people play this one and make it sound horrendous all the time, or let people make chords by themselves. 50 oscillators going in one ear, 50 oscillators going in the other ear. Next to that is James Bruton's Furby dancing around over the Google counter, which is absolutely mushed. At some point there was a lightning strike and it kind of all just went up, but I haven't turned it off and reset it or anything, so it's still just counting away. I think the number's 11182223. I'm not sure which one's the actual number, but it's somewhere there. Furby organ. That's a project for this month. Yeah, I promise. But next to that is the owl organ. Woo! Someone's turned it up. This is Nervous Squirrel's owl organ, of course. It's quite a popular one. It still works, still able to be played. Next to that, of course, you've got I can't play it though. Theremin, of course, you could play that. Morse code. You've got a bunch of the start of the telephones, so we can pick it up, have a listen, try and call all the other things that are over at the exchange area, which is all the way over there. But before we do that, we have a look at Long Pong. Oh, well, I'm playing Snake. I'm rubbish at games, I've already died. You can see what this is all about. I can't remember how to start playing it again. How do you play this game? Oh God, I suck at games. Oh no. Just give me the damn apple. We got Acorn computer that's wired up to teletext. Getting onto the teletext is a bit of a mystery to me, but I keep on turning up and people have sat down and followed it, so that's all right. We've got some comptometers to have a go. It's very fun. This is a powered one. There's details on where it came from and such up at the top. We've got another one just so people can add together their numbers if they really want to. We got the display. There's more displays, and we just keep on adding to the display, of course. But it's just more and more big old Nixie tubes, this, that, and the other. So that goes along next to a pre-2000 telephone exchange packs set up, so people could call that. And I think if you pick up the number, it calls over on here. If we call 9, I think that actually calls the other exchange. Yeah, it does. Whee! Yeah, so you can call both exchanges from this one, but this one's a 1930s one. It's about 30 years older than the other exchanges. Well, it's a Sideman somehow, recently, deceased. We need to get it out and have a fix of it, but right now it's not spinning around and doing its thing. But of course, there's a lot of other things to look at with a lot more descriptions now. We keep on adding to those, trying to make as many things as possible playable. For instance, we've got an omnichord chilling up here that is still going on. Somebody's nicked one of the switches. So if anybody's got one of these red power switches for an omnichord, please do let us know because it's gone missing. I hate it when it happens. We've got a bouncing ball simulator, hooting owl. Still working. Amazingly, these have been sat here and been played on so many times over the past 2.5 years or so. They're still going. So then we go over to the start of the telecommunication displays. There's a bunch of different things describing all of the different functions. Mitch and I keep on adding to this. For instance, he just added the other day this doll's eye indicator. You push a button, shows you doll's eyes doing their thing, which is quite fun, quite nice. And there's also a lot of just trying to add a bunch of different things for people to play on, to have a go and try and learn a little bit, something new. SWTPC's still here. This is the Psychtone, one of the first programmable synthesizers. Sounds horrendous. It's not really doing much today. Oh! There's something on up there, but yeah, interesting. And this is a display of what it's doing with its brain, so yeah. Yeah, and here's the telephone exchange, the UEX13. There's a bunch of other things as well working on. This is a long-term project, but Mitch covers it every week or other week on Telephone Tuesdays.
Welcome to Telephone Tuesday.
This is another one of the telephone exchanges. currently figuring out how it exactly works. A kind fella by the name of Mike has offered to send over a phone that's going to work with this. There's a video that I just put up on this last week, so if you were interested in what the fudge that is, then check it out over there. So going along, it's not on right now, but there'll be a clear cover when it is. So we got the Minitel, so you can chat on the bulletin boards and a bunch of other things. Some documentation to have a look at. Behind us, there's a bunch of cool video effects and stuff to play with. So you can do that, take some photos. There's lots of cameras. You've got to look and try and figure out which camera's looking at you. Computer room. So the computer room, we're going to update it soon, later on in this season, but for right now. But right now, it's still quite similar to what it's been in a while. So you've got a lot of synthesizer computers. And you've got some game ones. Not all of them are on right now. But yeah, so you can come and have a play with those. We're carrying on. We keep on going. There's synthesizers. You've got the Sega Mega Drive synthesizer, which is a bit of a weird one. People don't realise how user-unfriendly it really is until they actually sit down and try and use it. Oh. Yeah, it's an interesting one. These are patches left over from the weekend. Usually those patches at the end of the day end up being no noises, but let's have a listen. It's not bad. What's coming out of here? Nothing. Let's have a look. Oh. Oh, it's just a resonance. Let's press play on this, see what happens. Oh, people love twisting these knobs until they don't do anything whatsoever. They had it plugged into the trigger output. Anyway, so we're carrying on. Oh, it sounds horrendous. It sounds horrendous. What have they done? Oh my God. Hello. So yeah, as you can tell, a lot of the settings go a little bit gobbledygook. How do they do this? That one's normal, but you can't mess that up. Let's have a listen to what the settings are on this one today. Oh, it's been adjusted to. Oh. Like, why would they? Someone's turned down. Right, it's there, it's very quiet. Anyway, the settings are all there. We got Rebirth with the Rebirth controller, which is a lot of fun, to be honest. You can play it on the 338 controller, the Rebirth. There's a video about this on my YouTube channel if you search up Rebirth controller, but you can have a go on it as well. A bunch of things. Amazingly enough, this is still working. This is one of the first things I ever put into the museum, and it's still etch-a-sketching. We keep on going. There's a bunch more things. You can play on the guitar. You can play on this nice new organ, Vermona organ, which there's a video coming up. Synthesizer. You plug your headphones in. Somehow somebody's plugged their headphones into an input. That's just the way it goes around here. So you can have a go on the Cosmo synthesizer. There's a lot more DIY synthesizers. The Estradin, which passed away recently. In fact, it feels like it's passed away a little bit more than it has done. Oh dear. The Digisound 80, which is pretty solid, still working nicely. The Riggy Synthy. You can play on. These are all headphones, so you have a listen to them in your headphones. There's a bunch of things you can play on in here. Like we tried a lot of different setups with headphones around here, so you can have a go. So this is this Brawling Cure plugged into a reverb, and also the Music from Outer Space WP20. Then the Music from Outer Space SoundLab Ultimate. So this has got an XY oscilloscope. So when you're listening to this one, you can have and mess around with the outputs and try and find see the magic of the sound between the sound and the visuals. There's another test equipment setup you can have a go on. There's some, Mitch did a video on this, I think, didn't he? So there's filters and frequency generators. We've got the firebox still. Nice, good old-fashioned, the original firebox. Oh. Very nice. Oh, you could get lost trying to twist the knobs all the time because, even a slight move changes the whole thing on the Benjamin. It's really awesome. And then we go over to the Transcendent, the Powertran setup. There's the Powertran vocoder and a digital delay line with the documentation on it. Powertran being a DIY synthesizer, electronic music, and also robotics company. They made kits for everything, so you can have a go on the vocoder, the delay line, and the Elk drum machine at the same time. In your headphones, it's another headphone setup. So you've got Transcendent 2000, Transcendent Polysynth on the headphones. The Copycat. This is an interesting one. I haven't really told, I didn't touch it on it in the video, but I accidentally wired the feedback knobs all backwards. So it's trying to explain that to somebody. That if they're all on 0, it doesn't work because it just feeds back like crazy. But there is going to be a Mark II of this. But still, when you get over the fact that these knobs are backwards, only a couple of them, then it's pretty cool. It's awesome. So you get to play on it. The tape loop, amazingly, we haven't changed it yet. We need to change it. In fact, we changed it. It got changed on Sunday. So it has been running on exactly the same tape loop since it was built, which was about 2 months ago. But anyway, we're carrying on. We've got some more displays and stuff you can play on, like the ferrite drum machine, the relay sequencer, some flip dots. Then we go and have a look in here. This is something we've done recently, and we will do a video on it. We shot a video on doing it. This is the master clock room. We're going to add to it. We're going to be able to go to the toilet in peace here, because even when you sit on the toilet, you're just going to hear multiple pendulums in your ear. Currently, there's Eurorack here. You can listen on the headphones and patch it, but it's going to be bigger. Going to build it into the wall in the next few weeks. So there's that. The synth bike controller, which is pretty good. Another DIY synthesizer. Bunch of other stuff. Down here, it's currently not much. It's just a workshop and stuff like that, but we're going to be expanding it going further back. So we've come along, we've got a bunch more stuff recently, so it's going to get expanded, but there's still plenty to do, of course, you know. But, oh, what's that? Whilst we're at it, I forgot to talk about this room completely. It's the organ room. So the organ room, like I said with the expanding, we're going to actually expand the organ room threefold. It's going to have a bunch of electromechanical things, but there's still plenty of stuff to do in here, like the organ, of course, but like... So we've got the vibraphone, we've got the and the xylophone, which needs slight adjustment because it is a little bit on the tinny side. It's actually not on the no worky side. Actually, looks like the power's fallen off. Okay, the xylophone stopped working, but that's fine. That's something I'm going to have to fix. The self-playing piano is not made for people to play on because we had it went for a little bit of a tumble when we let people go on it. So we're only going to let people go on it here and there and everywhere sometimes, but it's all right. This is another work in progress. The self-playing from a Compton setup. It's an electro-pneumatic self-playing piano. Going to finish that, but I think we're going to make the room bigger first before I get onto that because it's like, as you can tell, running out of space. And then of course the organ. So yeah, you could play it on the keyboard or you could play it like this. The console, the original one, decided not to have it plugged in. Going to keep this out of reach because it's really fragile and people, it got broken a few times, but there'll be another console which will be plugged into the organ and also everything else in a little bit closer to, you know, in a few months and stuff. So when we've expanded it, there's going to be another console that you can play the organ and all of the other things on stops as well. Teletubbies. But yeah, that's about it. So right now, plenty of stuff to do. It's always going to be a work in progress. So whenever you come, you're going to see things that are going to be worked in progress and other things that we're adding to. Like I say, we're still expanding, but there's still plenty of stuff to do. So pop over. It's open pretty much every weekend. Well, it's open every weekend in this year, and in the summer holidays we might be opening a little bit more often, but watch this space, watch the website and the opening times, and the information's on there. But yeah, anyway, I'm Sam and that's a tour of 2024. Toodaloo.